Safety issues ignored and covered up. That's what a former technician claims in a lawsuit against the free fall ride owners. What he says he noticed before a teen fell to his death. Plus, why police say this woman drowned her dog in the airport before getting on a flight. Coming up.
Right now at 11, critical safety issues ignored. WESH 2 uncovers new allegations against the owner of the free fall ride after a teen fell to his death.
Plus, why officials say a woman drowned her dog at an NCO bathroom.
A young boy mauled to death by dogs while riding his bike. His family's message to lawmakers and the proposed law to make sure it doesn't happen again.
And insurance companies claimed they were bankrupt, but new evidence shows they were secretly raking in billions. What it means for all of you paying double, even triple rates as we enter hurricane season.
WESH 2 News starts right now.
Safety issues ignored and covered up are the new allegations a former ride operator for the Orlando Freefall is making against the owner of the ride. I'm Jesse Pagan.
And I'm Michelle Imparato. 14-year-old Tyree Sampson died on the ride at Icon Park back in 2022 after slipping out of a modified harness and falling 70 feet. WESH 2's Tony Atkins is live on International Drive tonight near Icon Park where that ride used to stand. And Tony, the man behind this lawsuit, says that the company repeatedly dismissed his concerns.
Yeah, he said he tried to talk to them about safety, and he said he began doing this months before that accident. And we did reach out to Orlando Slingshot for their response to this lawsuit. We're still working to hear back. I'm covering Orange County live on iDrive. Tony Atkins, WESH 2 News.
Developing tonight, officials say a woman killed her dog at Orlando International Airport. WESH 2's Luana Munoz joins us live in studio tonight. And Luana, this was apparently all because she couldn't bring her dog on the plane?
That's absolutely right, Michelle. Now, according to deputies, they arrested Allison Lawrence in Lake County on animal cruelty charges. And airport officials says an employee found the dog dead inside the woman's restroom this past December. Sources are telling us it happened before security checkpoints and that this woman was trying to board a flight, but they say she didn't have the right paperwork to allow the dog to board and couldn't take it with her. So a spokesperson for the airport confirms to us that the woman drowned the dog in the bathroom. Online records show that Lawrence posted a $5,000 bond. We requested the warrant for her arrest, which we are still waiting on. There are still so many unknowns about this story. Of course, we're going to keep you updated both on air and online at WESH.com. Jesse, back to you.
All right, Luana, thank you. Happening tomorrow, the man convicted of raping a woman and her 8-year-old granddaughter in Seminole County is scheduled for execution. Edward James is asking the U.S. Supreme Court to stop it. He was convicted in 1993 for raping and strangling 8-year-old Tony Nooner, then stabbing Betty Dick to death in her bedroom. A 9-year-old in the home witnessed the ordeal. She told investigators she woke up to her grandmother screaming to stop. James rented a room from Dick and committed the murders after a night of drinking and drug use. WESH 2 will be at the Florida State Prison tomorrow ahead of the execution.
The family of a young boy killed by dogs in Volusia County is hoping they can prevent another tragedy. They went to Tallahassee today with Sheriff Mike Chitwood to speak in support of a bill concerning dangerous dogs. And as WESH 2's Haley Crumbleholm reports, it is the first time we've heard from them since the deadly attack earlier this year. Looking ahead, the White House says President Trump will sign an executive order tomorrow calling for the Department of Education to be shut down. The order will direct Secretary Linda McMahon to, quote, take all necessary steps to facilitate the closure of the department. The president does not have the power to fully shutter the Department of Education. That will require an act of Congress.
Closing arguments start tomorrow in the trial of a man accused of killing another man in a road rage shooting. Nicholas Carrasquillo took the stand in his own defense today. He says David Sly cut him off on East Colonial last year, and after a shouting match, he says Sly blocked his car and wouldn't move. Carrasquillo argued he felt trapped, and that's what prompted him to grab his gun, get out of his car, and confront Sly. But Carrasquillo says when he saw Sly turn his head, he thought he was reaching for something. That's when he fired a warning shot and then 5 more shots at the car. One of them hit and killed Sly.
I wasn't the one driving recklessly that morning.
Okay. No, you were the person that shot somebody in the back of the head, right?
I'm the person who saved my life, who defended myself, sir.
Officers did not find a gun in Sly's car, and he never got out of the car. The jury also watched this video of officers interviewing Carrasquillo after the shooting. He said he didn't want to hurt anyone, but it felt necessary because he feared for his life. We'll be in court tomorrow for closing argument. An icy mystery in Flagler County just got more mysterious. We're talking about the moment a chunk of ice crashed through the roof of a house in Palm Coast. Here's how the house looked like last month. One piece cut through the roof and crashed inside. Other pieces were scattered across the road outside the home. No one was hurt. The FAA now tells WESH 2 the ice did not come from an airplane. The agency says it got in touch with airlines whose planes were flying in that area of that home in February. Inspections of those planes did not find any evidence of water leaks that could have caused ice to form outside the plane. So the mystery continues. New evidence shows insurance companies were raking in billions of dollars.
Yeah, all while claiming they were bankrupt. What a new investigation is warning about: the price you may pay as we near hurricane season.
Plus, how two young paddle boaters ended up in the Gulf, stuck for a night on the water.
And early voting is almost about to start in a special election to fill Mike Waltz's old seat in Congress. How the candidates are trying to get out the vote. Next, Marquise.
Warm, dry, and windy conditions slide into Central Florida on your first day of spring, prompting red flag warnings. But rain chances are moving up as we continue across the rest of your week. We'll track your shot at showers coming up after the break.
This is Kellyanne. She's your morning meteorologist and Central Florida's certified most accurate.
No matter the forecast, I've got your day covered.
Start your day with meteorologist Kellyanne Class and WESH 2 First Warning Weather.
Chopper 2, your live eye in the sky, covering breaking news in Central Florida. The biggest stories from every angle, so you never miss a moment. This is what local, live, late-breaking coverage looks like from Chopper 2, and it's only on WESH 2 News.
This First Morning Weather Update is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
We're getting our first look at the moment rescuers found two young girls who went missing while paddleboarding in the Gulf. The 16-year-olds took off on a paddleboard near Cedar Key on Monday, but were pushed into the Gulf by strong winds and the current. They spent the entire night on the open water, which, remember, it was pretty chilly overnight on Monday. The teens were found by Will Pauling, a charter fishing captain who convinced two of his friends to go on a rescue mission.
We have kids ourselves, and we want to get out there and obviously try finding them. And with the cold temps last night, it figures to be pretty difficult.
So that's why they were still on the raft, frozen. Luckily, we had brought some towels and some snacks and some waters and stuff, and kind of helped them get a little bit comfortable.
The teens are back with family tonight. They did suffer a few cuts, but otherwise they are okay. Tonight, Josh Weil, the Democratic nominee for Florida's 6th congressional district, held a town hall alongside Grammy-winning rapper and activist Killer Mike. During the special event, Weil, who is also a public school teacher, shared his vision for a better America and his campaign to flip a crucial House seat. He is running against Republican Florida State Senator Randy Fine. Now, the April 1st special election was called to fill the vacant seat of Republican former Congressman Michael Waltz. We spoke with Weil and Fine tonight about their campaigns.
Voters are engaged, they're feeling it. They know that they have an opportunity to make real change in the U.S. House this year, and they're excited. So, we expect a really great turnout, maybe not for the other guy, but at least on our side.
Top priority is to make sure President Trump's getting his agenda done. Democrats are fighting like hell, and we've got a very small majority. People know that I'm President Trump's trusted conservative, and if they support Trump's agenda, they need to support me.
Randy Fine received an endorsement today on Twitter from President Donald Trump. Early voting starts on Saturday, and the deadline to vote by mail is tomorrow. The special election is on April 1st.
New tonight out of South Florida, a couple leaving the Florida Keys barely escaped the brush fire burning in Miami-Dade County. Video from their car shows some of those flames near US 1.
Within minutes, we're on top of it, and the flames were very, very close to us and moving to us, and the entire car got super hot, like you had almost like the fire was with you.
When the thick black smoke came and obstructed our view, It was hard to tell whether or not you're going to crash into the person in front of you. You couldn't see at all.
Wow.
At last check, Florida Forest Service said the fire was 20% contained and had burned about 14,000 acres. No injuries reported.
And Marquise, we've been so dry in Florida recently, and we don't have any measurable rain in the forecast for the next week or so.
Yeah, even with the cold fronts that we'll see, we have two nearly back-to-back here in Central Florida over the course of the next 7 days. We're not going to see too much substantial rain. Now, they will lessen the temperatures. Wind speeds will calm down, so that'll offer some aid for those communities that have had those fast-moving winds and bone-dry conditions. But we could use the rain here in Central Florida for sure. What we will see as we kick off the day tomorrow, though, will be the chance for some fog, right? The moisture content's going to pick up out along the coast. We have both an east coast sea breeze and one out west. I do believe the fog was going to be much more of a consistent feature early on. If you're out towards I-75 in Ocala, that's where your temperatures are a little bit cooler. So the closer you get to those dew points, the better chance for patchy fog we're going to see to start off the morning. But we could see some across I-95 as well as you move further south into Brevard County. Here's a look at the cold front moving in. We do have a couple showers associated with it, but you see they're not substantial, right? By the time it gets here, we'll have even less moisture surrounding this frontal boundary. So the chance for any isolated conditions tomorrow is going to range between 10, maybe 20% at the best. Now, out along the east coast tomorrow, we do have life-threatening rip currents. We mentioned that east coast sea breeze as the winds pick up. Well, so do your wave heights. Breaking waves across the shoreline can be anywhere between 3 and 4 feet. So I know we want to get out, enjoy the sunshine, but you just have to be cognizant of what the waves and the rip currents are going to be. Out across I-75, wind speeds are anywhere between 0, maybe 5 miles per hour at their fastest. And the lower the wind, the better chance for you have to see fog begin to accumulate. You don't have any new wind advecting inland, so the moisture that remains in place is likely going to stay there. And as we take a look at the relative humidity, you can almost bisect the state of Florida. We'll section it off into 3 different parts, right? Out across I-4, trending dry. Out across I-75 and I-95, well, that's where the moisture is, courtesy of the breezes that we talked about. So we are under a system of high pressure with that south and westerly breeze. Here comes the fog across I-75, and that could be as low as half of a statute mile, and we could potentially see just a little bit of fog to start off the day as you move towards our Atlantic coast as well. That west coast breeze is a little bit more predominant, and that's what's been accumulating the moisture in Ocala. So temperatures drop down to the lower 50s as you start off the morning, trending partly cloudy. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day as highs do catapult into the upper 70s. Ultimately, though, across Central Florida, we'll be anywhere between 50 and 60 degrees to start off your morning. Your attractions forecast, if you're in Orlando, does show a small chance for a stray sprinkle, but highs return to the lower 80s on what is the first day of spring. Now, I think with that cold front moving in, we're not going to see too much moisture. Temperatures will shift drastically heading into Friday, but Thursday afternoon, we are certainly breezy. You see these winds surging above 30 miles per hour. Not too much rain associated with the front. Cloudier skies late in the afternoon and across the evening, and then we dry out heading into your work week finish. Thursday, though, your temperature should peak around 82 if you're in Orlando. Tomorrow, across the beach, though, mid and upper 70s Saturday and Sunday in Daytona. And here's your next stronger shot at rain, about a 50% chance on Tuesday in the morning and early afternoon, but then we dry out heading into next Wednesday. So here's how the numbers stack up along the next 7 days. Lower 80s tomorrow, small chance for rain, dropping down to the low 70s Friday. We return to the 80s over the weekend, and then we see that shot at rain on Tuesday.
WESH 2 Sports is sponsored by Mullinax Ford, where it's truck month, and you'll find over 2,100 new trucks on sale with upfront prices and no dealer fees. Now, WESH 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Kristen Lago. The Magic got a confidence-boosting win on Sunday by taking down the best team in the NBA. The question coming into tonight, back at home against the Rockets, could Orlando build upon that confidence? Short answer, no. The Rockets capitalizing on a 32-20 run in the third to run away with their 8th straight win. Meantime, the wait is over. I hope your brackets are ready because it is time to go dancing. The Gators run through the NCAA tournament begins tomorrow night in Raleigh. And what better way to get March Madness ready than by going one-on-one with someone who has been there, done that. We're talking former Gators center and 2007 national champ Maurice Spates. You can watch my full conversation on WESH.com. And remember, WESH 2 Sports will be with the Gators throughout March Madness. Darren Stoltzfus touchdown in Raleigh today with live coverage of the opening round beginning tomorrow night at 5 p.m. The Gators will actually tip off Friday night at 6:50. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Custom weather alerts on the WESH 2 app. Download it today.
Prom season is here. Orange and Osceola counties have their proms in April and in May, and that means teens will be looking to be dressed in their party best, and you can help them out. Goodwill is asking you to just dig in your closet for your old prom dresses and bridesmaid dresses, suits, and any other accessories you might have to help these students find the outfit of their dreams. It's for an upcoming pop-up prom showcase next week. You can donate at the Goodwill store on Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando or at any of the other 28 retail stores in Central Florida. It is all about making prom more affordable.
Upwards of $25 to $35 is about the average, and some of them might be even a little bit cheaper than that, but really affordable gowns for such a special night.
I think that's a great idea. I think I know how much prom can be expensive for everyone, and I think it's a great idea to have more accessible options.
And Goodwill's pop-up from Showcase is for March 29th and 30th. It's from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's happening at both the South OBT store in Orlando and the Osceola Village store in Kissimmee. Teens will be able to search the racks for dresses, suits, shoes, and accessories that fit their budget.
All right. That's pretty cool right there.
Yeah.
I like that they're doing that. Yeah, very cool. All right, Marquise, help us out the door tomorrow.
Going to be a little bit foggy depending on where you are, right? Temperatures drop down into the low 50s. Therefore, if you're waking up across I-75 or maybe even our Atlantic coast, you'll see the patchy fog. Jackets needed early, but you don't need them in the afternoon. High temperatures return to the lower 80s. That's ahead of our next cold front. It's primarily a dry system, so we may see a sprinkle of rain here and there. Ultimately, though, it will shift your temperatures, dropping you down to the lower 70s. On Friday, we bounce back nicely over the weekend. Consistent sunshine Saturday and Sunday. We'll have temperatures in the upper 70s, lower 80s. Warmer as we kick off your work week Monday. Mid-80s coming your way, but eventually we have our next shot at rain next Tuesday.
All right, Marquise, thank you so much, and thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night.
March Madness is back, and the Florida Gators have punched their ticket. Join Darren Stolzfus live in Raleigh as they try to write a storybook ending to a historic season.
We still have a lot left to do here.
Live coverage starts Thursday.